It's Tom and Winter Wonderland Jack from Cultaholic. You look dressed for the season.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Lovely. It looks like the warmest jumper.
It's quite warm. It's a little bit too big, but that's just part of the charm, isn't it? Of winter, of Christmas.
It's a bit Jimmy Havoc-y.
I think so as well, yeah.
Jimmy Havoc Christmas.
Just start stapling things to other things.
People to other people.
Yeah.
Here's some news for you to staple to your brain. We have two new AEW signings to tell you about. WWE have announced their WrestleMania Weekend schedule, and a WWE Superstar is making their return very, very soon. Find out who in a little while. Actually, I'm glad you are here for this one, Jack, because AEW very much is your wheelhouse.
Yes.
So we have two big signings that are now officially all elite. And I think I'd like to hear your opinions on them both.
They're two new signings both in the women's division, Big Swole and Chris Statlander, who I think has really impressed recently. They've both really impressed recently. You know what? They could be two very good additions to the women's roster. And these are officially announced. They are all elite, as the announcement posters say and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking forward to really seeing what they can do, because they have both really impressed. I remember being I've not seen as much of Big Swole, because I'm not as much a follower of AEW Dark as I am Dynamite.
She does loads of other stuff away from that, like the Phoenix of Rise champion.
Okay.
She's one half of the Shine Tag champs. So, and she was in the Mae Young Classic.
Yes, of course.
So she's had a bit of a thing.
Yes, and she really impressed me in the Women's Casino Battle Royal as well, despite not being in it for too long a stint. But then, on the other hand, Statlander as well has really, really impressed. She's obviously just beaten Hikaru Shida, the #1 ranked woman in the women's division, and I just think she's got it all. She's strong, she's quick,
yeah.
she's great. I think she could be a future star as well of that division.
I like the whole alien motif about her.
Okay.
I think you need more wrestlers from the Andromeda area. I think we're very underserved as well. I think they've both got very unique looks and feels about them.
They do.
I think they could both bring something very different to AEW.
Now, which other space? I can't even Aerostar, but he's more of he's a time traveling astronaut. He's not a.
Well, I'm sure Statlander will have crossed him at some point whilst travelling across the Milky Way.
I can't think of many. Max Moon.
Max Moon. Max Moon return confirmed.
No,
sorry.
not.
We're going to get right in the next couple of days. If we get trademark news, we're getting a lot of that at the moment. If we get some trademark news about AEW grabbing Max Moon, expect Max Moon and Statlander to hang out together. Out of these two,
yes,
who do you think is more likely to wear women's title gold?
First. Because I think they both have the potential to.
Yeah.
They're both really impressive so far. At the moment, I think Chris is slightly ahead because she's just beaten the #1 contender. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see either of these women as future champions in the division. I think they're both really, really promising, and I think they're good sign-ins. I just want to see more of Riho because she's the champ.
Yeah, not on telly much, is she?
Apparently, now people have been saying on Reddit quite a lot that she still is based in Japan and has to fly back and forwards quite a lot, has to commute quite a lot, whereas someone like, I think Hikaru Shida has relocated to the States. So there's a bit of logistical sort of issues behind it, but at the same time, yeah, maybe just try or film some stuff with her, or just some way to make her more visible on the show, because she is one of your champions, and I think it's more important.
Yeah, you need to have her on the show, but be that as it may, good work Big Swole, good work Statlander, new to All Elite Wrestling as of now, properly, well and truly. So we had the Hall of Fame announcements yesterday, talked about them in the previous news video this morning. Excited for the NWO and Big Dave going in, Jack?
I'm excited for Big Dave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Walking a mile inside this pit of danger.
Whereas the NWO they're all already in.
They've already got rings, haven't they?
Even little Sean. So he's done well sneaking in there, by the way. Fair play to him. Yeah, fair enough.
We were talking about this morning, I think, because Sean Waltman was a part of the WCW NWO and the WWE NWO.
Yes, he was.
And he's mates with them all.
Yeah.
So I mean,
you know what? He was a great wrestler in his day as well, X-Pac. So fair enough to him. Fair play.
I'm still fingers crossed for Stevie Ray and Virgil to get a look in.
Soul Train.
Soul Train Jones.
Yes,
I apologise. Should be using his real wrestling name now.
But now they've bolstered the schedule a little bit for WrestleMania weekend. They've announced all the things they're going to do. Now there's a lot of things that. I mean, it's pretty much what you'd expect, but it's nice to have some details really hammered in there, I suppose.
Exactly.
They are coming from the correct me if I'm wrong with this pronunciation.
The Amalie Arena.
Amalie Arena?
On the podcast, I said the Amalie Arena.
Okay.
I hung my hat on that, so tell us if we're wrong. I'm sure you will.
The Amalie Arena is hosting quite a lot of things, Tom.
Yeah, so it starts with the Hall of Fame on the Thursday night.
Lovely.
Lovely. Then we're going to see Friday Night SmackDown on the Friday.
Yes.
NXT TakeOver Tampa Bay.
Come on.
Woo, it's got a pirate theme and everything.
If it follows the theme of previous WrestleMania weekend takeovers, it could be really, really good. Because they often really try and pull it out the bag for like Dallas and New Orleans and New York. They're some of the best takeovers, I think. So hopefully it follows suit.
I was nervous that we wouldn't get one on WrestleMania weekend, just because they're trying to run their own sort of schedule with NXT.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got Worlds Collide in January,
Yeah.
which is NXT UK, WWE Backstage.
Yeah, they're involved.
The Bump.
The bumper involved.
You, Ross and Matthew should be hosting the Bump, by the
Thank
way.
you.
You're as qualified as Matt Camp et al.
Thank
to
you.
be amongst it. I'm just putting that out there.
All we need to do is sit next to, is it Kayla?
Kayla, yeah.
And then her to go, this person's coming on next week, and we all go, oh, yo!
Nailed it.
Thank you.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Then we've got, obviously, WrestleMania on the Sunday from the Raymond Jones Stadium in Orlando, Florida.
It's got a pirate ship on it.
Kairi Sane jumping off a pirate ship.
She's not even a pirate anymore, I'm so sad.
There's plenty of time.
Can we
change.
make her pirate again in time for WrestleMania, please?
Oh.
I really need that, because what's the point of having a pirate ship stadium if none of your roster are pirates? It just makes sense, Tom.
I seem to remember that was the conversation that Vince McMahon had with his staff at WrestleMania 1. What's the point in not having pirate wrestlers who got a pirate ship?
Wait, why WrestleMania 1?
That's just a conversation, yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, fair enough.
I can't speak for Vince. He told Liberace, I got this pirate ship.
This was back in the day when MSG famously had a pirate ship jutting
Absolutely,
through
mate.
the wall. Yeah,
mate, Jess McMahon put it there. So Sunday we've got the pirate-themed WrestleMania. I hope it's all pirate-themed.
Me too.
Paul Burchill confirmed.
Yeah.
And Monday Night Raw back at the Amalie on the Monday. So it's a full-on weekend of wrestling, long weekend of wrestling shenanigans.
And there'll be like all the other promotions in town, presumably, as well.
Oh, every wrestler. It's basically like WrestleMania weekend has basically become like Edinburgh Fringe Festival.
Yeah, it's going to become like a third of the year in a few years' time. It's just going to be like from January to May, it's bloody time for WrestleMania weekend.
I get quite excited because my mum and dad tend to take the odd holiday to the Tampa area.
Oh.
And I'm excited. I don't know when they're going next. I kind of hope they go around WrestleMania time because I want loads of pictures of my mum and dad having selfies with wrestlers. Going, who's this one, Tom? The Bushwhackers, how are they doing? I really want that in my life. I really do. If you're going along, incidentally, Miller's Ale House is nice for a drink.
Oh, lovely.
Get yourself to Miller's in Tampa. I think it's in Tampa. If it's not, I'm sure you'll tell me. We finally got some matches announced for TLC on Sunday. Hey,
yeah.
Well, hey, lads.
I'm so relieved.
Glad you're a bit anxious, isn't it?
Just waiting for the matches to be announced for pay-per-view. Why have they suddenly started trying to build the pay-per-views on no matches? It's really, really weird.
Vince McMahon says that the majority of people get the network lastminute.com, so therefore we're going to book everything out very quickly.
But you're building to, it just goes against everything we've always known about wrestling. You build to, excuse, I'm furious. My stomach's just not. You build towards a show with matches on it. I don't understand.
What I love is this whole thing of Vince McMahon saying they don't subscribe until the day before. Oh, by the way, NWO Dave Batista doing Hall of Fame in April.
I know. Let's get that announced really quickly.
Oh, but we have some matches. One has had a bit of jiggery pokery around it, featuring the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
So the current match, or the match that they finally came out with, was the New Day defending the titles against the Revival, their old foes. And I don't know, I'm giving it a little bit of hype there. Their old foes, can they hold on to the gold? But that was originally supposed to be the New Day taking on Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. But now they're sort of more involved in the Baron Corbin storyline and the feud with Roman Reigns as his little henchman. Little henchman, it sounds so patronising.
But it's true though, they are the little henchmen.
Massive Bobby Roode. I'm like, oh, little hench person. So no, yeah, I think that it's certainly a match that I'm now looking forward to more because I really love the Revival in ring.
Yeah.
I think they're fantastic. But at the same time, as you were saying to me off camera, don't mind Ziggler and Rude that much anymore.
No, exactly, no. And that the original idea was, even just a few days ago, the idea was for Rudolph to challenge the New Day. According to Dave Meltzer, he says the idea was up in the air, so they decided to do stuff without Rude and Ziggler.
Yeah.
Because they're involved, as you say, the rotating henchmen.
Yes, the rotating henchmen. That's my issue with...
Corbin.
It's my issue with sort of upper mid-card heels on Raw and SmackDown, is that they're often just... For people like Corbin and Shane, people like Drew, Elias, Rude, Ziggler, and the Revival, just sort of pick and choose from who you want. It's like Shane and... no, never mind. Yeah, it's like Shane and... I'm going for it. It's like Shane and Corbin are Pokemon trainers, and they've caught them, and they store them in Bill's PC, and they're just like, I'm going to take the Revival on this one, and... but
I choose you!
Yeah.
Ziggler!
Yeah.
Ziggler!
Yeah, but yeah, it sounds like a Pokemon as well.
Ziggler, use push! It's not effective.
Oh no. Oh no.
And finally, we're getting a return to Monday Night Raw soon for one Liv Morgan.
Yes, Liv Morgan has recently been, well, she's been teasing on social media for a while. And now a video has aired on Raw suggesting that she will be returning soon, and it's going to be the real Liv Morgan. She's going to be getting a makeover essentially. She's going to be the real her, and we're all waiting to see what that is. But I don't think it matches up with the tone of what she's been trying to do on social media, or what perhaps the fans have built up for her to try and do, because everyone seems to have got on board with this idea of her becoming Sister Abigail.
Yeah, that was sort of the hot rumour in innuendo.
Yes, it was.
For quite some time, and I mean, there was all sorts of talk about this. Like, Liv would always tweet around the time that there were Fiend segments on.
Yeah.
There was a whole thing about
maybe she was trying to
seamstress. Maybe she was.
Maybe she was trying to be like, I could do that, and fair enough. But from the tone of this, it doesn't quite match up with the social media side of things. This seems to be very different, and I'm worried that it carries echoes of Emelina.
Oh, jeebus.
Hopefully not.
For those who don't remember or have pushed it out of their brain, sucked it out with a magic wand like they do in Harry Potter.
Yes.
Remind us of Emelina.
So Emelina was Emma's sort of gimmick change, where she'd been out of action. She was going to return as Emelina, and there were all these vignettes and videos and announcements of basically saying she's going to come like this. She's going to come back and be the new her, but they gave it a name. They were like, she's going to be Emelina. Was there a slogan attached to it?
It was just like shots of her lackadaisically lying against some rocks in bikini, going, Emelina coming soon.
Yeah, wasn't really much about her wrestling. And then she would, which is a shame because she was great on NXT as a heel and a face. But she came out eventually. She's finally here. Emelina's here. It's the debut of this new character for her, and she's like, you've seen Emelina. Now you have to wait for the return of Emma. And then she went away, and she was going to go back to Emma.
I don't think we ever saw her again, did she?
She got really shortly afterwards.
So she turned up in Ring of Honor, like, well done.
It was the very definition of the whole creative has nothing for you, because they just, and I'm really worried that it's going to be a similar thing with Liv Morgan. Hopefully not, because I do think she's really good. I like her.
Liv Morgan's great. I'm scared, as with you, I'm scared that like she will be lost in the shuffle. It'll be like, oh, the whole thing. Like, she's capable of more than just, oh, look, I'm pretty. Like, it's a bit of a played out trope.
I honestly, I hope it's not that, because she really does seem to be the sort of wrestler who's just up for anything and is always trying to add little bits to her matches to get her character in there. She's always doing like a little extra thing in between moves, or just a little splash of something, just to get herself across more. And it works really well. And even though she's not maybe one of the better wrestlers in that division, it still helps, I think, always draw attention to her. She's great at the little things. She's great at the little things. And as we know from AJ Styles, it's all about the little things.
It's all about the little things. Well, this wasn't a little thing. This was a big thing. Us two hanging out together, giving you the news. Have a great Tuesday. Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/Cultaholic. Lastly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.